Oh,
And we're live on Powerhouse Sports, the first show back of 2026. And we got some new faces here tonight with us as Stan Houston and Wayne Johnson have joined the crew along with several others. New branding, new look, but it's the same Powerhouse Sports. And we're going to get started right after this. And we're back on Powerhouse Sports. Everybody that's watching, you already know the drill from the previous years. Y'all like and share, represent your schools. Comment below where you're watching from, some questions you may have. And we have Lanett head football coach RJ McDonald and Thompson head football coach Mark Freeman joining the show a little bit later. But Stan, Wayne, nice to have you guys, two highly respected media members in the state of Alabama. Y'all do a great job. Y'all support these kids for a long time. And folks, I'm going to go ahead and apologize in advance for what may or may not happen on here. I've kind of given the rundown, but you just never know when you're live. Things just might happen.
there you go.
Wayne,
Yes, sir.
And I'm going to go over to Stan. Introduce yourself to some of the followers who may not know you, where you're kind of residing at, all that good stuff, and then you go up to him.
Well, I'm on Twitter all the time. Now you're seeing my ugly mug here, but I live in Riverside, Alabama. Been a Moody resident for a long time. Grew up in Prattville, so just here to support these kids. I started really delving into it really a lot back when my younger son was getting recruited and all that. So found out the wrongs, the rights, the good and the bad people in it. So I just want to help kids for the right reasons.
Stan?
Yeah, I'm Stan Houston. Live here in Enterprise, Alabama. We've been here about 20 years. Business owner here. Got involved with the recruiting aspect of Alabama high school athletes, Georgia, North Florida, probably about 3 or 4 years ago with Wayne. And we've had a little blessings for these kids that normally probably would have been ignored. And we've seen some great athletes move on to the next level. And because of some of our efforts, is absolutely completely free. All we do is try to promote these kids on Twitter, and we're looking forward to joining you, Drew. It's going to be fun. Wayne's been my buddy for a long time, so we're going to be informative, maybe a little comedic at times, but Wayne might slip up and cuss every once in a while, but other than that, I don't do stuff like that. So
you don't know. You never know what can come out of Wayne's mouth. So it kind of.
Well, it looks like we got a delay tonight, so I don't know. That may be good for you.
Well, hold on a second. So we got Coach Mark Freeman on stage, Wayne.
Already?
Yeah, Coach Mark. It looks like he has a nice view in the background. But we'll, for everybody watching, we'll go ahead and get started. Let me go and add him on real quick. 1 second. Coach Mark Freeman
has joined
the show tonight for our 2026 kickoff show. Coach Freeman, good to have you.
Man, it's great. It's great to be here. Appreciate you guys asking, and what a blessing and honor it is to be here with you guys.
So, Coach, for the people who may not know who you are, what you're about, just kind of introduce yourself a little bit and kind of give a short story of how you got to Thompson High School.
Well, I'm Coach Mark Freeman at Thompson High School, and I started off at Bessemer Academy in 1998 and stayed there 10 years and followed that with 2 years at Gulf Shores, 4 years at Spanish Fort, and this is going on 12 years up here at Thompson.
And, Coach, I know you've had previous conversations
over there
through the last few years. I know you know Stan and Wayne very, very well. I'm grateful you're taking time out of your busy week, especially during the summertime, to join us. And, Coach, just starting, I'll go to Wayne and stay in a second. Looking back the last season, another dominant season for Thompson High School. Trent Seaborn had a fantastic year. For people that may not, for coaches coming into the profession now as young coaches, what will be your message to them as far as, they might look at you and say, hey, Mark Freeman has built a dynasty or he's built a top-notch program at Thompson. What would be your message to them about sustaining a program and also how to sustain success?
Well, excuse me. What's interesting is people see the product that we currently live in. But for 10 years, I was at a private school, and it was me and one other full-time coach. And then we got to add 2 more about the 3rd year there. So we've done everything from coach the game, get the bus home, to wash uniforms, to wake up at 5:30 the day after the game to water the fields again because everything was manual water, to striping off practice fields, striping off. So I served every purpose. I know the coat hanger tricks in the bathroom. I know all the things that you go through. So I thank God for the place I'm at right now, but I also thank God for letting me go through all of that stuff because it taught me how to coach defensive line, DBs, linebackers. We had to coach every spot. You had to break practice up, offensive practice, defensive practice. And I fall back on those days in the Alabama Independent School Association and what little success, if any, we've had in our career. I lay it all back to those 10 years where, man, there were some really great coaches in the Alabama Independent Schools. Then you had Coach Trawick, you had Robbie James, you had Coach Caldwell, you had some really experienced guys. I mean, that you had to really coach against, and it taught me so much about people. And I figured out young in coaching that it's not so much always what you know schematically, but how do you treat the kids? Do they know you love them and care about them? And will they run through a wall for you? And I will say in my career, I've been really blessed that every team we've had, I felt like they gave us the maximum effort, from the BA guys, as we call them, to my Gulf Shores kids. My Gulf Shores teams practiced as hard as any team I've had. Follow that into Spanish Fort. And Bill Clark was a big reason I left Gulf Shores and went to Spanish Fort. It was just something career-wise I felt like I needed to do. So I went to Spanish Fort, and it's just a culmination now. People, you have some success, and people look at, well, you never served your time as assistant coach. You didn't do this, but I served a lot more time doing what I did because I had to run everything than being an assistant. I learned the hard way. I learned on the ground learning, as they call it, on the job training.
Your mic's muted, buddy.
Thank you, Stan. As I was saying, I joined Stan and Wayne for a few minutes last night, and we got to talk about how many coaches come to the profession now, and all they care about is wins and losses, because a lot of programs, judge you off that more than do about caring about your kids these days, which is kind of sad, because you've always been one in a million, and it's obvious every single day on social media you see it. You care about your kids, you love on them. That's one of the things that I think coaches could take away most from you. And going kind of to the game side of it, Thompson has continued success. How do you get your players hungry year after year, even though you win a state championship, maybe go back-to-back or back-to-back-to-back? How do you restore that hunger then the next year, but, hey, let's go compete for another one?
Well, I surround myself with great coaches. I had a staff meeting today because I'm really concerned with some things that looks like they are trending in a bad direction or potentially could be. And it's like I told them, in a successful program in today's high school football, they better be ready mentally if they ever think they want to be a head coach, because it's not like it was even 5 years ago right now. It's different. And, my thing was, I got in coaching late, 38 years old. I got in coaching. I trained some quarterbacks and stuff, but I was in the retail business. I was in other business. And so when I got in this business, I really didn't want to get in coaching, but I knew I was supposed to after I figured out spiritually what I needed to do in my life. And so my deal was, okay, Lord, I'm going to do this, but every day I go, I'm going to leave that house telling you, let's go attack the enemy. And it's a mission field. It's a true mission field. I told our coaches, if you get in this game now, it looks like you've got to get in to win games to sustain your job. And when it gets to the point that you can't love kids and communicate with kids without some fool calling you a recruiter or these guys going on with these fake names. And now it's getting so vulgar now that they're letting these guys go on X, use all this profanity, use all these stupid things under a hidden name. And it don't take but a little bit, and you can figure out the trail of these people. And, it's just a coward way to do things, and you deal with that now, okay? So when they start getting a situation where we can't mentor, because coaching originally was another leg of mentorship. And, the Bible talks about all the time about how God judges people different that are dealing with children every day. And so I just take it serious. If we're going to have young people with us, I take it serious. What are we putting forth to those kids? And you're right. Right now, everything, can we win games? But the winning the games over time, to answer your question, I think to answer your question, over time to win, you're in your heart, you got to be doing the right thing. And you got to be coming about it in the right state of mind to where you want to affect young people. And I told Stan today we were talking about something. I said, you know what? If Matt called me today and he left a message and said, Coach, I really need to talk to you, I would not hesitate 1 minute to call Matt and say, what do you need, buddy? And they can put me out of coaching. I'll do something else because I'm going to affect children, young people. I want to be in that business. And coaching was that's where the Lord put me. I didn't go looking for this. So, if he moves me out of this because they give credence to these burners and these vulgarities, like now, the bad thing, they're attacking a couple of my kids. They're calling a couple of my kids out, attacking kids, attack me. But now X is allowing these guys to attack kids. And it just sucks right now the way it is. And if they don't change it, it's going to be a bad road down there under current situations for high school football.
And Coach, before I throw it over to Mr. Wayne or Stan, who wants to go first, and you don't have to answer this question, you don't have to get into it. I just want to know your thoughts. You've been on the game for a long time. If it's possible to fix, how do you think we fix the issue of being so hard on coaches about trying to care for kids? Like I told a story last night. I've seen it firsthand. The players want to talk to coaches they've known for their whole entire life. And they might have had to move because they can't help their parents got a new job. But that coach they've been in a relationship with the last 10 years of their life. How do you fix it to where, okay, well, I want to talk to this kid because he trusts me more right now because we've been together for 10 years. He's been to school now for a year, but I know what's going on with him. He needs to talk to me. But how do you think you go about fixing it without getting, I guess, too much into it?
Well, I'm going to answer those kids, and I'll write a letter tomorrow to whoever I have to. That's my calling. I'm going to answer those kids. And anybody that thinks I'm going to answer them to try to get them to be a football player for us, that's their business, and that's their problem. I don't answer them people. At the end of the day, I answer about what I'm doing, what's my motives, why do we do it. And, when it gets to the point, I'm telling right now, if I got a kid, and I use the example today, I got a kid that just left us this year. He went back to where he was originally raised. And we love that kid. He's one of my favorite kids, but he made a decision to go back. If that kid called me tonight or texted me and said, Coach, I really need to talk to you, I'm going to call that kid and text the kid. And after I get due, I might call his coach or somebody, but I really shouldn't have to do that. I heard somebody last night want to try, well, you need to call your AD and I really am not concerned with that. I'm concerned, what does that kid need? Is he at a dire place? Does he trust me? Then I'm going to handle that. If it's something else, then appropriately, I'll call the people that need to know to cover myself. But, it's a terrible world when they think that a high school coach, and there may be some now, I'm not judging. I can only speak for myself, Andrew. So here's my thing. If somebody don't trust these adults enough to be mentors in these kids' lives, then we're in a bad business. I really don't want to stay in that business. So my answer is I'm going to answer those kids. And if somebody down the road is tired of coaching, they don't want to do Facebook, they don't want to do social media, whatever their deal is, that's on them. That's on them. Nick Saban changed his career. Coach Paul Bryant changed his career because they said, in today's world, this is what I need to do to be successful. Coach Saban went away from, hey, let's ground and pound. Lane Kiffin, I think, was a big reason, saying, Coach, we got to go this way and score points. And then Coach Bryant, they wanted to fire Coach Bryant, tell him he was old and tired, but he went back. He learned the wishbone. He's the coach of the decade, or the whatever, for that 10-year period. He was coach. He was all-time wins. And so those are the two guys that I kind of look at. They're successful. They were successful because of the relationship with their players. And I kind of guide myself after that a little bit. So it's just you got to take it as it rolls. If you're in it to help the kids, you got to help the kids. And if people accuse you of something, I've been accused of things before. I support the rules. I'm an advocate for the Alabama High School Athletic Association, but I'm more so, I answer to the Lord at night, and people can make fun of that. That's their business. But I'm just going to do what I think I need to do for the individual that reaches out to me.
Wayne, Stan, not sure who wants to go next, but what y'all got for Coach Freeman?
Coach Freeman, first of all, thank you so much for being on the show. Greatly appreciate it. You're
Thanks, man. I appreciate
probably
you guys.
one of the best, if not the best, to ever do this, and well-respected coach.
Thank
and
you,
I don't want to give you any rat poison, but I believe you got, 8 players coming back on offense and 6 on defense, correct?
It's something like that. A guy sent me a text message today, and he put something out there, and we've got a bunch coming back. I didn't realize it. And those numbers are kind of distorted a little bit because some of them guys started some weeks and some weeks they didn't, depending on what personnel we played and stuff like that. But we've got a really good group of experienced guys coming back. We lost some really good ones. And, Wayne, you can have really good teams coming back, but if you don't have leadership and if you don't fill some holes, if we don't fill a Peter Ramil, our good defensive lineman, some of our other kids, we don't fill those spots, then, we're in trouble. But biggest thing is to find leadership in those kids coming back.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I mean, everybody knows about, Trent Seaborn and, on the team and being committed to Alabama and all. Can you tell us a player that we don't know that we should be watching out for?
Yeah, I can tell you a couple.
Right.
You don't hear a lot about a guy named Kevin Davis. Kevin Davis was originally an offensive player for us. Been with me forever. I coached his dad, but yet he's been accused of being a recruit. I coached his dad. He's been here as long as I remember. We switched him from offense to defense a couple years ago when he had some needs, and he's gone over there, and he is a really, really good football player for us. He's I think he's committed to Colorado State, but he's a really good player that kind of gets looked over because we got some other big name guys over there. Offensively, I don't think this guy, Darren Mosley, I don't think he gets near the credit that Darren should get. He's such a team player. He's such a great teammate. He's, I think, committed to Arkansas, yeah, but he's one of the purest football players, I think, in the state of Alabama, and he's a senior, and I know he's got offers and commits, but he's a really good player that you don't hear a lot about, and then I could go on, Stan, but yeah, we got several that you just don't hear about, but they're really, really great difference makers on our football team.
Great, Coach. Again, thank you for coming on. And that ugly guy right there, that's Dan. I'm the good looking one.
I know that guy.
You need to give him $1, Wayne.
No, don't say that.
Hey, Coach, first of all, thank you for coming on, like Wayne and Andrew said. And I consider you a good buddy, man. And on behalf of all of us, it's an honor for us to even know you and be able to call you on the phone or come see you or whatever, man. It's your access is unbelievable because whether you know it or not, you are a legend here in the state of Alabama, and you do it the right way. And but getting back to the football part, y'all have been very successful this summer with the 7-on-7 camps. We got a big national tournament coming up in Hoover in the next few days. A lot of these coaches I've talked to that are new to the 7-on-7, especially defensive coaches, they're really not enjoying it.
Yeah.
But in my book, I think it's necessary, especially with the limitations we have and here in the state of Alabama with practice and this kind of thing. And I think it's getting these kids back used to the speed of the game. What's your take on 7-on-7 and how successful y'all been?
Well, I want to say thank you to you first, Stan. You are a great friend, and we got put together friendships through an odd way, but I do appreciate you and everything you feel for us or for me. You guys, I feel the same thing for you because you guys put your heart in these kids, and I appreciate that. So 7-on-7, I don't allow our guys. We don't run a play that we're not going to run during the year. We don't sub 7 DBs in the game on defense. We play with our kids because at the end of the game, at the end of the day in 7-on-7, when you go home, you really don't remember who even won the tournament. You played, so you go back and you find the good things that your kids did if you got film of it, and then the bad things, you want to coach that for the upcoming season. So I think from a defensive standpoint, you get a whole lot out of it because it's like I tell our defensive coaches and players, if we're giving the other team 4 seconds to throw the ball, we're in trouble anyway. So, yeah, they got 4 seconds to throw it. Yeah, but you are seeing great teams. And I saw something. I'm gonna spot this guy. Wade Walters, a good friend of mine. He's the coach at Orange Beach, and I got my new brackets today, and I think Orange Beach may have been a late add to some of the 7-on-7 stuff up here. I've always done it at Bessemer Academy at Gulf Shores. I felt like, hey, it's summer work. It's no more different than having a bad day at practice if we don't play good. Take something from that 7-on-7 on defense. You're going to have to cover really good players, probably better than you're going to cover most of the year in these things for, sometimes 4 seconds. And so as a head coach, I love it. I love hearing our defensive coaches get upset over it. But it's like I told them today, we don't have to cover people 4 seconds in a game a lot. So I think defensively, Stan, we grow a lot from having to cover really good people. All right. Then offensively, we run all of our plays. So I've got a film of basically our whole offense, minus, of course, running plays of, hey, this ain't the spacing we want on this route. This is not the route concept we want when we call this. So I love them. It's touch football. I get it. But it's a chance to compete. And I tell our kids, if the school down the road wants to pick up rocks, we want to go compete and pick up more rocks than they do. If they want to do whatever, just let's go compete because I love in competition. I think we set our practices up great where we have a lot of competition within our practices, even during the season. So I'm an advocate for 7-on-7. I wish we were allowed to play more because we would go to a lot more. But Stan, to answer your question, I love the 7-on-7, and I really love it because our defense gets a lot better every summer playing the 7-on-7s.
Thank you, Coach.
Yes, sir.
And Coach, I know we don't want to take up too much of your time. I just got a couple more questions for you. So your schedule every single year gets better and better. I mean, Thompson is obviously one of the top 10 programs, not just in the state, but in the whole entire country. I know you've had some gauntlets on there year after year, but what game on the schedule this year kind of excites you the most? And kind of, I know it's one game at a time, but what game on the schedule kind of excites you the most this year?
It's funny you say that. We were talking about this today. I think collectively, we get 3 weeks to choose the opponent or try to choose the opponent. We've always played Georgia, a Georgia school. And for some reason this year, we couldn't get no game scheduled with Georgia. And I think Georgia maybe was not giving credit for them for an out-of-state win and was really punishing them if we were to beat them. I don't know the gist, but we couldn't schedule none. So I called Coach at Central, and I said, you can't get no games, and I can't get no games. Let's play each other. He called me back. He agreed. So we got Central game 1. I'm very excited about that. We come back, and we got Clay Chalkville week 2. I'm very excited about that, man. That Central and Clay are 2 really good teams, and the speed of the game in those 2 are going to get us better for our region play, which we have to be successful in our region. I don't have to beat necessarily Central or Clay. We, of course, want to beat them, but we're going to go get 48 minutes at least of really great testing, okay? Then we come back, we hit that region week for a while, and then we end up the year with a really good team in Florida. So I'm excited for the first time. I feel like all 3 weeks that we hit really good opponents, that will prepare us for the future. Central's not going to be like Clay. They're going to be different schematically. So we got to go get ready for a really good team. We got to turn around short notice and go get ready for a really awesome, well-coached Clay Chalkville team. Then we get the season and we get to go and play a really good team out of Florida. And then hopefully we can finish in the top 2 in our region. You get that week off. If not, you go to the week playoffs next week. But we've always taken week 10 off, but I felt like if we can finish first or second in the region, I cannot afford 2 Friday nights in a row off. So we scheduled week 10 this year.
And Coach, as we start wrapping it up, I just want to ask your thoughts here. It's always fun. Like, you're one of the rare coaches in the state that's had a quarterback from the time, he was a young quarterback to now time he's a senior Alabama commit. What's it been like watching Trent Seymour progress from that state championship team all those years ago to now about to be a senior leading this Thompson team one last year?
I really, words can't express it. Just the joy of looking back, and I spent a lot of time with Trent as a little boy. He would come here and early on, I met him and took a liking to him and was helping him. He was never going to move to Alabama. They had a death in the family, long story short. But for him to be here and for me to be able to coach him and help hopefully mentor and get him prepared for the next level has been beyond my words. He's such a great person. His family are great people, and it's just been really great. I can't believe 5 years. We started talking about this 3 years ago. Golly, at least we got another year. At least we got another year. And now, about once every 3 days, his dad and mom remind me, Coach, this is the last one. This is the last one. So, but it's been a blessing. I wish everybody could get to know him. He's one of the most genuine people you ever meet. He's a helper and a pleaser. I'm my heart. I'm a helper. I'm a pleaser. Trent is a helper and a pleaser. We've got a great relationship. I took him today and team walkthrough stuff. I feel so good this year because in the past we called this play, and if they got 3 guys out here to defend that, this year I want you to check out of that, lock the line of scrimmage and run RPO away from this. He said, I got you. So it's just that easy to coach him now where, you're on the sideline and we're running some kind of zone read, and they got a Q player and all the players to defend the receivers. So the numbers are not good. This year, he should be able to say, okay, I don't like them numbers, make a change. And now we run the ball with good blocking and RPO it that way. And that's the advantage of it because he's so smart. He's such a learner. I guarantee you, I don't have to look. He's watched film today from practice at least 2 hours right now. So what a blessing he is, what a blessing the family is. And God bless the guys at Bama if they get to get him the next 2 years, whatever that, those guys stay now, but they're going to be shocked at how talented he is. And if things are given a fair chance there, I'll look for Trent to go there and have a chance to be their quarterback.
And Coach, not being biased, I know Wayne might hate me for saying it, but I'm just glad he's been wearing crimson and white the next few years. But Coach, last question for you. This Thompson team, obviously your team's been so special. You're one of the greatest coaches to ever do it. Obviously love seeing your social media and see the way you love on your kids. But at the end of 2026, whether you raise a blue map or red map, whatever the case may be, what do you want people to remember most about this Thompson team at the end of this year?
That we competed every snap. We don't base it on outcome. I think if you have enough collective good plays where you win that play, you'll win enough games to do what you want to do. But, I take pride on 2 things. That our kids play hard for us, that we come back every Friday night and say, you know what, the guys played hard as they can for us. And then the biggest thing is, out of it all, when they leave us, I just want them to have a realization there's a higher power in this world, and we've told you about him. So be smart, use the things that we've tried to hit you with it. So the way they compete and the things they take from here with them, that's the most important thing to me as a coach.
And Coach, that's why I not praise. That's why I look up to you and respect you because you never shy away from sharing your faith, no matter if it's on social media, any chance you get. And to me, that's more important too, because more coaches and more people need to start. More people need to share it. I mean, some people they keep behind closed doors. You're always out there. You're always praying with your team, sharing Bible verses, and to me, that shows a lot about you and your character more than anything else does. So, Coach, we appreciate you being on tonight. Wayne, Stan, for letting him go. You have anything else for Coach Freeman?
I was just going to say, Coach, thank you for coming on. And personally for me, thank you for everything that you do and for what you've done for me. And I appreciate you, bud.
I love you, man. I appreciate you.
Love you, dog.
Absolutely, 100%. Coach, I consider you a good buddy, man. And I know you're only one phone call away.
Yes,
and you've given me a lot of good advice. And the battles that I've got ahead of me, next few months, and I know you've been praying. So
We're going to win them. 4th and 2, Stan. We're going to win them.
Yes, sir. And I do appreciate you, man. I consider you a big brother. So I'm going to come see you probably Thursday and Friday. I'll be in Hoover. So hope to see you then. Just sneak me into the back gate. All right. So I don't have to pay that $10.
Hey,
But great having you, Coach. Thank you, buddy. And y'all have a great week of practice and good luck in the tournament.
Thank you guys for inviting me. I wish the program huge success, and I can't say enough about these two guys, the way that they go out of their way to help other people. And I've been fortunate. We've helped some kids mutually together, and I've asked them to help me get this kid. And these are all kids that's got no more playing time. These are kids going to college, and I asked them, hey, y'all evaluate this kid. His dad wants me to help him, and I can't say enough that if I need them, I call them, they help me, and we share the same goal, trying to help young people. So I love you guys, man. God bless y'all, and good luck with your show.
God bless you, Coach. For everybody watching, y'all don't go away just yet, because Lanett head football coach R.J. McDonald is going to be joining the show right after this. Wayne's over there making moves. Coach McDonald, good to have you. I know we've been too excited when Wayne gave us a phone call. He said, hey, Coach McDonald would love to, talk with us for a little bit. Coach, it's a pleasure for you to spend your time with us here tonight. I know it's a busy week. I know, summertime, after the 4th of July, it starts getting closer and closer to football season. I know you guys have been practicing hard. You also some unfinished business from last year that we'll get into in a little bit. But, Coach, for everybody that don't know you, and I know we might be a little bit biased, but me, Stan, and Wayne, I think we agree you're one of the greatest young coaches coming up in the state. I think you'll be a big-time coach in the next couple of years. I know a lot of people respect you, the things you do. You're one of the coaches who do it the right way. And Lanett is lucky to have you. And, Coach, before we get into everything, tell us about your story of how you became the head coach at Lanett High School.
Yeah, man. Just want to say, man, I appreciate you having me on. Stan, Wayne, really appreciate y'all reaching out, let me know, come on. It's hard to follow the man right there. So hopefully I can make it worth everybody's time. But yeah, man. So originally born and raised up here in Lanett. My dad, my mom went to Lanett, and my granddad was a principal up there for a while, teacher. And got into coaching early on, in college. Started working at Springwood School, private school over here, kind of similar to Coach Freeman. Got into the private school ranks there, where I went to high school, and then moved over to Smith Station. Worked for Mike Glisson for a few years. Learned a lot about, just football. Really got to learn from a great person and a great man. And then moved over to work for Coach Story at Lanett, and it was a real honor. I was very blessed to come back home and work at a place that I care a lot about. And, had some unfortunate situations go on with, some health for coaches and stuff like that. But ended up taking over the position 2 years ago, going on 3 this year. And just, it's been a good run. Being a young guy, it's very difficult, but it's just a lot of fun, man. And I like what Coach Freeman said earlier. It's about the kids, everybody tries to give you advice on what to do and how to run your deal. But for me, man, I just want to pour in love into a program and pour in love into kids' lives, because you don't know what they do, what they have going on outside of those walls in the building. And so if I can influence them in any way positive, that's a win for us.
And Coach, excuse me, I know Mr. Savion Ware pretty well. I know I stopped by Lanett last year on the way to Hanley. I mean, him talk for a little bit, and I know he had a big game, and He says, man, you want to come talk to coach? I was like, man, it's a big game. I don't know if I want to or not. I can talk to you then, can introduce myself to you. But we were in a hurry running late. But, Coach, it's everybody respects you. I know Savion talks highly of you, and Lanett's a special place. And in saying that, what's one thing that, people might not notice, or what's one thing that – I'm trying to figure out how to word this thing. Coaching at Lanett, what's one thing people don't really know looking on the outside or looking on the inside from the outside?
So a lot. That's actually good. I know where you're going with it. So for us, it's Coach Story kind of ingrained this into me when I got there. We're a smaller school, but we treat it like it's a big time program, like it's a 6A or a 7A. Everything we do is high caliber. We try to feed the kids 3 to 4 times a week. Outside of Fridays, we try to, if you come into our facility, even though it burned down a few years ago, it's new now. We've got turf. We're one of the only teams underneath 3A that's got that. And we're real blessed to have an administration that backs us the way they do. Starting at the top, with our superintendent, Ms. Boyd, and Ms. Colwell, our principal, and Coach Story, as our athletic director. So it never hurts to have great people that support you and are in your corner. From the outside, I think a lot of people say, Lanett's always had good athletes. It's kind of in the water up there. Always has been. And, but I think for us, it's really, if you look around, a lot of our kids, their parents played there. And, their uncles, their brothers, all of their family members play there. And our kids just love it there. They stay there. They love it. And, we're just blessed to be in a spot that loves football the way they do.
And Coach, before I throw it over to Wayne or Stan, we did a spotlight on Jaden last week. Wayne hit me the clips on him, and I'm going to be honest with you, I knew how good he was, but digging into his stats and digging into, what kind of year he had last year, I was mind-blown. I told Wayne, I was like, dude, this kid's a hidden gem. And you don't see kids like him between, 1A and 2A football every year. And he's, committed to Missouri, great kid, not just on the field, but smart kid off the field. GPA is really, really high for people that don't know Jaden Hill is. Go look at our post we made. Go look at his Huddle. Go look at his Twitter. A massive human. But, Coach, what's it like coaching Jaden, and what has he meant to your program here the last couple of years?
Yeah, absolutely. Jay's been a big influence for our program. He's a man of few words. He doesn't say many at all. It's hard to get him to talk. But when he does, everybody listens. And he's a really good football player for us. Has really changed over the course of his time. He came to us and he was kind of timid, and he didn't really like football. But he kind of realized quickly that this could be something he could pursue. And it's just kind of really dove into, loving it. And he does extra stuff. He's kind of your prototypical guy. He's going to call you when he doesn't have to be there to get in the weight room and to run and to do different things like that, to get on the field. And, he's, like you said, though, he's a great student. That's what kind of starts it off there. He's going to graduate mid-year, and he's going to go out to Missouri, play for Coach Drinkwitz, Coach Jones, those guys, Chip Lindsey, good people out there. And, he's just, what every coach would want, and just a high-caliber kid. I heard Coach talking about Trent Seaborn. He's kind of like that for us. Started as an 8th grader for us. He was 6'3", 270, and now he's 6'5", 295, and he's kind of, really – he's like you said, he's a hidden gem, and I'm just proud that he plays for us, and I'm very proud to be able to coach him along with our other kids.
Coach, last question for you, I'll throw it over to Wayne. Obviously, the HSA has shifted completely when it has been the last 10 or 20 years. Obviously, the private school split, public school by itself, all the classifications have changed, all the regions have changed. What are your thoughts on y'all's region this year, and what kind of excites you about y'all's schedule you'll have this year?
Yeah, man, that's I think our region is really, really tough. It's just as good as anything else that I've been in, and it's us, Reeltown, Randolph County, Dadeville. You got BB Comer that played for it not long ago. There's a lot of really, really good teams. Ranburn's always typically really tough, and Horseshoe Bend, and there's just a lot of really good teams in there. And Dadeville. I think for us it's going to be. We've just got to continue to do what we do. I really believe in running the ball and stopping the run and playing really good on special teams. And I think if you could do those 3 things, you're going to have a shot to win every Friday night. And for us, it's, we've got a lot back, especially up front. And, we're going to have to lean on those big guys. You were talking about Jalen Hill, but, I look at the other two guys that have played over 40 career starts since they were in 8th grade, when we made the decision to start all the babies. Trey Jackson and Braylon Chambers, they're both really, really good kids, can play at the next level. And I think for us, it's going to be, how do we lean on our big guys and some of these young, really, really talented players that we've got? And, we got to stay healthy. At the end of the day, I think for smaller ball, I can't really say this for the other bigger schools, but, for us, we got to stay healthy and, have the cards go in our favor for that as well.
Wayne, I'm going to throw it over to you.
Well, Coach, first of all, thank you for coming on the show. And, we've all been, talking back and forth a lot on, Twitter and whatnot, but greatly appreciate you coming on. You're one of the new young and upcoming, as I say, coaches nowadays,
Appreciate that.
But what is, I guess, what would be one of y'all's best strengths, and what are you still working on for week 1, you think?
Yeah, that's good. I think we've got to continue to get better at, throwing the ball a little bit. I think, for us, I think where our strength is up front, and our front 7 on defense and our offensive line up front, returning over 100 career starts between all those guys. And, I think, we got to have some consistency at the quarterback position this year. We lost a really, really good quarterback last year in Fred Broughton. And, we're going to have some younger guys have to step up in those roles. And, Fred threw for 1,700, ran for 400. He was a really good player for us. And, we got to be able to be productive in that aspect of the game and replacing a lot on the back end too. But I've got, a couple of guys that have played a lot of ball, and so they're going to have to step into those starting spots now. But, it does help when you got some guys that have started a lot, and especially up front.
Do you feel like the 2A is a lot deeper this year than it has been previous years?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you go down that list, Mr. Wayne, like it is jam-packed from the top to the bottom. I mean, there's not an easy game in there. Like, I mean, our team day would be an easy out, I just go back to last year's deal, like with Ayrton. Ayrton was a great football team. Coach does a great job down there. And, he had a really, really good quarterback that I believe is back. And then you look over at Laverne, they're always really good. Like, they were really good last year. Young, I believe. And, Coach Hudson does a good job, really good job. But then you got Coach Johnson at Reeltown. When you got a team in your same region that played for it the year before you just did, that speaks pretty highly of your region. And Southside Selma coming in and Piedmont. Like, I look up top too. Piedmont, Gordo, a lot of teams in there, man. It's just it's as deep as I've seen 2A, and I've been looking at that for a long time. From being up here in Lanett. So
right.
But I'll tell you this.
Go
just like competition is going to be the name of the game. I mean, you got to embrace it. And for us, I'm really glad that that's something we hang our hat on, is embracing competition.
Well, it sounds like you got the mindset, and I'm sure your players follow that. I mean, everybody calls it, anything under 4A small ball, but I don't consider it small ball. I just think it's smaller crowds maybe. And less money, you know what I'm saying? Because y'all still play ball just like a 7A program does.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, that's something that, when I hear that, I hate that. Like, I hate that narrative. It's just terrible to me. I think it's really just, it puts a damper on the kids. I got kids that can play at Thompson for Coach Freeman. Like, there's no way in the world that, like, people could talk down on that, and then you come watch a game. Like last year, man, I go back to when we played Laverne. Like, that place was jam-packed. Like, that was one of the best crowds. And I've been in 7A crowds. Like, that was one of the best crowds I've ever been in. When you're walking through them and they're talking, to your kids, and that's the stuff you live in as a competitor and you want to be in. And but yeah, no, I agree with you. I think it's really high class stuff now, though. I mean, I really do. Just the level that's coming into the lower classifications, and there's really good coaches too.
Right. Well, if you don't mind, I am coming to see y'all this year. I'm gonna come enjoy a game with you down there. I'm gonna call
man,
you.
Absolutely. Anytime.
Thank you.
Any of you guys are welcome. Like, I'm one of those open doors, man. I don't shut my door or close it for nothing. So.
But don't let Wayne fool you now, Coach. He got on to me last year because I won't go to any games above 4A. I'm just saying.
Hey, that's all right. Hey, no, I mean, everybody loves ball, as long as we're going to ball games to support the kids, that's all that matters,
Hey, I've tried to tell him there's ball below that too,
Hey, yeah, there you go.
And I just want to touch base. I thought I understand. But I told Wayne and Stan this probably the other day or last week. To me, I mean, 1A through 4 is the best atmospheres, I think, in football. I mean, yeah, 7A, 6A, they're great. They're good to go to. But like you said, man, those 1A through 4A fields are jam-packed to the field. You can hear people screaming. You can hear what's going on the sideline from the stands. I mean, it's a different. I mean, they shut the towns down, some of those schools. So it's a good little atmosphere. But go ahead, Stan.
What's up, baby boy?
What's up, Stan?
You doing all right?
Oh, he cut out on me.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
We can hear you. I don't know if he can.
RJ, you still with us?
Yeah, I can hear him earlier, but I can't hear him now.
You hear me?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Huh.
Can you hear me now?
That's odd.
That is odd. Huh.
Hold on a second. Hold on, Stan. Let me do this real quick. Hold on. Try it again, Stan.
Yeah, can you hear me now, Coach?
Hey, I got you.
All right.
What's up,
Yeah,
boss man?
listen, we were talking, of course, we've got it coming out later. We've mentioned the top 10 teams or games we want to see this year, and all of us is listed different. And Wayne definitely had y'all down there. Being in Lanett, here in Enterprise, our biggest rivals, Dothan, whether they're good or bad that year, it's still marked on the calendar. We got to beat Dothan because a lot of times it has playoff implications of who's going. A lot of weeks. Who is that one guy the one team that's your biggest rival that you have marked on your calendar, and you got to win that one?
Yeah. I think for us, it's probably Valley High School. They're a lot bigger than us down the way. They're in 4A this year, but typically always been 5 or 6A. And we're only separated by about 6 miles at a bridge, so it's not too far from us. I would say Hanley too. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get that done because of the pushback on the reclass, and we thought for a minute we'd probably be in the same classification, and then they did what they did with the private schools, and it kind of just threw us all off. But looking at it though, I'm really glad we got Valley back, and then also Lafayette. Lafayette's that big one. I mean, that's always been a region rival for us. Now them moving down, we kept them on the schedule as well. Really, really good gate for us. Our town and their town takes that very serious. All our kids are, related by some way. And so I would say those are probably the 3. But definitely, Lafayette, that's a big one for us right there in the middle, and keeping those guys on there as well.
Appreciate you, Coach.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you, Stan. I appreciate you.
All right, man.
Let me pull up your schedule real quick here. Oh, where's it at? So I'm not going to say this or not, but I know you got B.B. Comer, you got Davos, Central Coosa, then you close it with Reeltown on senior night. But, Coach, obviously your schedule, I know, like I told Coach Freeman earlier, I know it's one game at a time. But I know coaches have those schedules. When they put together these schedules, they see games that excite them the most. They see a chance for those kids to compete. They see a game that might say, this game here is going to be a crazy atmosphere for them. Is there any game on there, like non-region wise, you think, okay, this game right here could really help our team grow and also be a fun atmosphere for them too?
Yeah, I mean, I hate to use the coach speak term, all of them, but I really believe in that. But I'm really happy to see Valley back on there. That's something that the towns have been really begging for, in the last 2 years. The previous coaches kind of pushed that off, and so we're glad to get them back on, and add them back. That's going to be a really big gate. Towns will come out, but I'm just excited for the opportunity. I mean, it's a new teams in the region there, 3 new ones back, and so just looking forward to all the deals and all the games and getting out there competing.
So, Coach, on this, I know we didn't do it with Coach Freeman, but on this show, I know Wayne and Stan, they just joined me this year. But I like to have a little bit of fun. I like kind of having some icebreakers to let some coaches relax, because at the end of the day, we're not your average media group. We don't claim to be professionals. We don't want to be considered journalists. To all the journalists out there, no disrespect to you, but I find disrespectful for us because we just want you to be able to be laid back. But, Coach, if you weren't coaching football, what profession do you think you would be going into?
Oh, man, that's a good one. I'd probably say I don't know. My wife might laugh at this, but I don't know, farming, agriculture, or something. I don't know. It's kind of been a thing for me. But yeah, I don't know. Forestry, being out in the woods or something. I think that's a good one. I don't know. Yeah, my wife's gonna give me a hard time about that. So that's her.
I like the way he can do that. That's pretty good.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
But Coach, so I know people have superstitions. I mean, I know people have rabbit feet in their pocket. They have, they know tell them what it is. But Coach, do you have any like pregame rituals that you have to do in order to kind of get that look on yourself for every single game?
Yeah, I don't know. I want to say I'd probably say this past year when we kind of got going, we didn't change our Friday night wardrobe. We kind of wore the same outfit, wore black on black every game. We kind of didn't change. That was kind of more so my coaches too. They were like, I was like, what do y'all want to wear this week? I kind of let them choose. They're the stylist guys and stuff like that. But they'd always just say, keep it going. So I guess that would be our superstition. But yeah, no, nothing that throws on the top of my head this year.
And Coach, before we wrap it up, 2 questions. So obviously some unfinished business from last year. I know people hate bringing up the past, but sometimes it's good, especially going into a new season for a football team, because you can motivate this motivation. It makes you mad. It makes you want to finish a job. So what's one thing this offseason y'all have emphasized compared to last year? What's one thing I've emphasized this year as a coaching staff and a team about going into the season?
Yeah, man. I think for us, it's really kind of emphasizing and honing in on finish. We got to be able to finish the deal. We came really close last year. About 38 seconds close. So it was, that's something I think for us is, we've got to be really locked in the ending moments. I think we've done a good job of flipping it back to what we've been at the standard, with Coach Story and stuff like that. And, but I would say being able to finish, and that's something, putting it in the conditioning during the off season and workouts and even into, doing the stuff for OTAs and stuff like that. And, just trying to make sure we're competing and finishing.
Coach, before I let you go, I know I'm not going to make any promises about going to Lanett, because I'm going to be honest with you. That drive last year over there, I had no idea how far it was. It was absolutely awful. I ain't going to lie to you. My wife went with me, and she, we didn't think we were ever going to get there. And I remember texting Savion, and I said, dude, I swear this map has said an hour for the last hour. I guess it never went down. And then I know Wayne, somebody from Powerhouse Sports will be here or be there to game this year, whether it's Lanett Real Town or whatever game that Wayne decides to go to. But you never know, I might be able to pull up to and enjoy it, because, it's Savion's preached to me. I've known him now for 4 years, and he has got on me every single year about Lanett. He gets mad at me because I might say Lanett might lose one game or two, and he gets on me about it. But I'm telling him, listen, it's all fun. But I do want to go to Lanett, man. You can tell it's a football town. It's special, especially when I went there last year and talked to him. The parking lot was already full, and it was probably 5:30, 5:45, and people already went in the gate trying to come in. So people care. It's a good community. It's a special community, especially with small town football. And Coach, we'll let you go. Besides wins or losses, what's one thing that you want people to remember about the 2026 Lanett football team?
Yeah, man. I think for me personally, a big thing that I'm big on, my kids hear this all the time, is if you got a good attitude and a good effort, you're going to be able to do a lot of good things in life, and not only in football. But, I think for us is having a good effort every Friday night. I want somebody to cut on the tape and say, man, dang, that team plays really, really hard. And I ain't just saying that coach speak wise. I'm saying that, as a serious thing. And, I'm just looking forward to seeing these young men compete, man. A lot of young guys this year, and looking forward to seeing them, really, really get after it and have that opportunity to hopefully get back to state championship and do what we did last year.
Coach, a pleasure having you on. I'm thankful you took your time out of your night to sit down with us. I know the summertime is brutal. I know you spend a lot of time away from home. Excuse me. I know we're taking time away from you and your family, but we really do appreciate you coming on tonight and spending time with us. Stan and Wayne, have anything else before we let Coach go?
I was just going to reiterate that. Thank you again, and for coming on the show, and good luck this season. We're going to come see you.
Yeah,
go out and plant a garden. Go plant your garden when you get
There
home.
you go. I appreciate it, boy. Yeah.
Yeah, RJ, it's great to have you on here, man. And I'm gonna probably call you later in the week if you ain't too busy.
Yeah, call me anytime. Absolutely.
And enjoy our conversations. And you know, dude, we don't pretend. We follow a lot of coaches around the state, and in Georgia too, and North Florida. And I think you're one of the best up and comings that we have in Alabama. We just want to keep you here, man. We don't want you going across that river.
Oh no, hey,
You're not going anywhere.
I'm Alabama. I'm born in Alabama. I'm gonna stay here and finish till retirement.
But I appreciate your friendship, Coach, and
Yeah, likewise.
y'all gonna have an incredible team this year. I feel like, and because you definitely got some players, and you definitely got the coaching staff around you, and a community that loves you, and that's the biggest thing. As long as you got the communities back, everything else is gold, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Hitting it on the head right there. Great people surrounding you with coach staff and great community. Yep. I appreciate y'all.
Yes, Coach, I appreciate you. If everybody
Thank you.
watching, y'all don't go anywhere just yet because me, Stan, and Wayne are going to close it up for the last few minutes. We're going to give our takes on some of the top 10 games we think in the regular season that we want to see, plus a few more things before we wrap it up for our 2026 kickoff. So in 30 seconds, we'll be right back, so you don't go anywhere. We are really close together. Let's spread out some. All right. We're back for the end of our 2026 football kickoff show at Powerhouse Sports. Wayne, Stan, it's a pleasure to be able to get some spend time with y'all. I know we talk on the phone, but our first show together has been a blast. And I know people might say I'm monotone. People might say I have no excitement. Look, y'all have no idea what we talk behind the scenes. I had to coach Wayne and Stan a little bit because they scare me. I ain't gonna lie to you. But Nick Rutledge, I will take you up on your offer. I know there's a certain school y'all play this year that I already told Wayne that I might be making a trip to come see. But I need a police escort, VIP service, and $1,000.
You're going to the wrong city for that. He can't help you across that bridge.
But no, Wayne, before we close it up, just your thoughts on Mark and Coach McDonald and all that good stuff.
Well, first of all, no particular order, but with Coach McDonald, I can see why he has been successful. The guy has got a good head on his shoulders. You can tell that he loves the kids. He loves what he does. And he's, and he loves that community because that's where he's at. So, it's where he's from. And I like that about him. And, Coach Freeman he's Coach Freeman. What can you say? And I just learned that today about the 4th and 2 mentality that he's talking about. And if you really think about that, man, that's pretty powerful.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. This is where you say something, Stan.
Yeah, we've known RJ for a while, a couple of years now, I think, Wayne, and we were impressed just talking to him the first time. Then we really started studying the guy, and he's got that mentality like Coach Freeman. You see it in a lot of these young coaches, and our biggest thing, Wayne and I emphasize a lot, that all that they're having to put up with the regulations and the things they have to go through here in the state of Alabama. Biggest thing is keeping them here in the state, and because these guys could easily go to Georgia and make a lot more money. But like Wayne said, I think RJ's dedicated to his community. He's definitely dedicated to these kids, and we need to have him back on more often because they're not going to be something to sneeze at this season. I guarantee you that.
I know. And Miss Amber Tapscott, I got to give you a shout out. She became one of our biggest fans last year. The biggest headache, the biggest pain, the thorn in my side, the whole playoff. I can't say muscle shoals anymore. I don't know who she's cheering for now. It's probably like me, to where she cheers for everybody. Whoever's winning, they cheer for them. But no, good to see you, Miss Amber, in 2026 for a year. Good to see you checking in. But no, I'll post our top 10 regular season games starting tomorrow, kind of get some feedback on those. A lot of great teams being able to play. If you're watching, represent your schools in the comments. We're going to try to get on the schedule hopefully soon, which Wayne is saying kind of attest to it. At least, try to do it Monday and Thursdays throughout the summer, starting now. Try to get some coaches on, get their insights, talk about the season, maybe get some players on as well. Because at the end of the day, man, it's about shining lights on the program. This ain't about us. This ain't about, Stan, Wayne, and Andrew show. Or it's not about Gordon or Hunter and all the other people that are helping us behind the scenes with stuff. It's not about any of us. Powerhouse Sports is a brand, and it's a brand that's going to stay for a long time, Lord willing. And, it's just shining light on the program, the kids that deserve it. I mean, they like kids putting in work in the summertime, 7-on-7s. It's hot. It's humid. This is where everything starts happening. It's where everything starts getting into kind of the dirt a little bit and starts setting up. But defending 5A champs, Moody Blue Devils checking in. Appreciate you, Mr. Rutledge, Mayor Rutledge. But
you get it right now.
Oh yeah, but no, I'm gonna go ahead and just ask you real quick before we close up. Wayne, start with you. I know we released, our top 10 games of the year coming up in the regular season, but starting now, do you see anybody that could be a sleeper or favorite? You ain't got to do every single classification, but do you see anybody that could be some sleepers or favorites 1A through 6A?
Well, somebody did. I've been harping on it, but it's Prattville. Coach Carr, nobody's giving them, the respect, that they deserve. They got ballers on every side of the ball, special teams all the way through. For sure Prattville and Mayor Rutledge neighborhood over there. But everything that's that's gone on over there and kids that have left and got a new coaching staff and all, I think that they're going to hurt the feelings. I think they will. I was going to say, with Enterprise is going to be better too.
And that quarterback they got over there named Mac, man, I don't know who his dad
he's
is.
A little questionable.
That was pretty good. That boy swelled up a little bit. I don't know who his dad is. He's pretty good.
Yeah, his dad's good looking rascals. What I heard, very athletic too.
I can 100%. But I'll go ahead and say it. Down here, man, the South, that's kind of my little area that I kind of stay in for a little bit. I'm going to tell you, Jackson, people are sleeping on Jackson in 3A. You got to watch out for them because I know they might not be. You got to look. They had a super team the last 3 years, and now they're just your generic great 3A team. But Jay Morris, A.D. Martin on defensive side, they're going to be a dangerous team. Their whole line's coming back. And if you have a good O-line in 3A, you're going to have a good chance to win some ball games. So they're going to be a dangerous team to watch out for. And then, like 2A, you got to look at Laverne. You got to look – Leroy over there in West Alabama. They're a team to watch out, too, as well in their classification, being a sleeper. Coach Lowe, me and him talked earlier this spring. That's about what he's returning. He has a lot of young kids, but he's like, I believe that we have a chance to kind of make a run a little bit. Like Braxton Roberts over there, defensive side of the ball, a dang good linebacker. He hits you hard. He could play easily 4A through 6A football. And Leroy's a dangerous animal, and they have a transfer that transferred back to Leroy as well, want to come back home. So Leroy picked up a cloud, and then Orange Beach. You can't count on Orange Beach. They're in a tough region. Williamson and Viger, two favorites, win their classification. But Orange Beach picked up some guys as well, and it's going to be interesting in 3A as well. I know it's small school football, Wayne. I'm sorry. But 3A as well. T.R. Miller made some changes. They're always been a dangerous team in 3A.
I'm a Goshen fan. That's small ball.
That's true. Goshen Eagles. Yeah, T.R. Miller's a team to watch for as well down here. They kind of changed some pieces around. They have some good quality talent coming back this year as well. And like I said, the bigger classifications, Enterprise, Stan, born and raised a Wildcat, I'm going to say. But
speaking of T.R. Miller, are you allowed to go to any games there? T.R. Miller.
Shut up. God, please. We're trying to bypass that, okay? We're trying to smooth the run the bridge, and Wayne wants to go in and he wants to make it explode again. Yeah. Jesus Christ, Wayne, Jesus Christ. But I think Wayne, I agree with you, Coach Carr. That write-up we did in that quarterback. Bobby Carr, it's only a matter of time before he starts winning some ball games, starts making runs. And Pratt would do. Coach Chappelle, what he does a good job up front. He loves them kids. Bobby Carr loves those kids. It's coaches that do it the right way, just like Coach Mark Freeman does. And those teams are going to have success. If you're in this profession now just to win football games and that's all you care about, you're not going to have much luck. You got to care about these kids. You know what? This day and age, it's bad to say, But if you don't care about the kids, your kids are gonna go somewhere else. Bottom line,
Right.
and it's
Right.
whether it's a good thing or a bad thing in the state right now. If you don't love your kids, they don't feel love. They're not gonna stay. But shout out to Fire Coders of Georgia checking in on X. I appreciate you. Big dog.
That's a good dude too.
Yeah, he's funny.
And you're speaking of Bobby, he's I know we ain't proud of him, but it's taken him a while to get back on top. Let's face it. I mean he was on the top of that mountain forever, and then life happened, but it's taken him a while to get back on top, and I don't see him coming off of it for quite a while. And
yeah, I would say, Wayne, everybody in 6A, I keep saying 7A, everybody in 6A right now, they either talk about it or they don't talk about it. They are scared of that game.
Yeah,
it's playing Prattville, so
Nobody
really knows what they're going to do, but we know what they got, and so yeah, everybody's got that one circled. I think it was on our top 10 list on all of our lists. So yeah, I guarantee you, Coach Freeman and those coaches in Region 3 are not looking forward to that game.
Yeah, if you're not on Twitter, as an athlete, if you're not on Twitter as an athlete, you're behind. Especially if you're a sophomore, you got to get on there. We'll me, Stan, and Wayne, we'll probably talk about it. Try to get somebody on here talk about social media. Just what you need to put on social media, how you need to lay out your account, just to make sure you don't have anything crazy on there. Make sure your username ain't MVP whoever. Make sure that's your first and last name. But it's gonna be a good time. We made some changes. I said Wayne and Stan, good assets. I'm getting to know them, especially Stan here the last couple of months. I've known Wayne over a couple of years. But two highly respected guys in the whole entire state of Alabama. They do it for the right reasons. They care about the kids. They love the kids. Kids love them. And I said, we're going to keep growing. We're going to keep pushing. And at the end of the day, we're going to try to get the coverage to the best athlete, or not best athletes, to the programs that deserve it. Because at the end of the day, every program deserves it. Whether you're 0-10, whether you're 10-0, you're going to have kids there that deserve to get looked at. And we're going to try to make sure we don't overlook it by any means. But Wayne and Stan, before we close up, y'all get anything else? Or do y'all want to go ahead and announce a day that we'll be back on here again talking?
Nah, it's up to y'all. I don't care. You announce and I'll be there.
Probably next Monday. Give us some time to get some kink
Yeah.
worked out.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to say that I greatly appreciate the opportunity to work with you guys. And like you said, I'm here for the kids. There's a next show. I'll have my Twitter address on here. So good, bad, or otherwise, you like to tweet it. So, or holler at me. But I'm here to help. And don't ever hesitate to reach out if there's something I can do. May not be able to do anything for you, but I'll certainly help you guys, coaches, staff, anybody.
Yeah, absolutely, Drew. It's a pleasure, man, working with you and getting to know you the last few months, and being able to work with keep working with my buddy Wayne, man. He's not only my friend, I consider him my brother. So we've helped a lot of kids through the years. We want to keep it going. And but if any administration or football coaches are listening, we can't do it all by ourselves. Y'all got to promote these kids on social media and keep your presence out there. We won't know about your program if we never see any tweets or what they're calling it now, exums or whatever they call them now. But we don't know about you if you're not posting it out there. So help us out a little bit there. And, and use a name. If you just use a name that we don't have to search like 3 million files just to try to find you. So, keep it kind of close to your real name.
But I will say for all
but promote these kids, coaches, because you got a bunch of them out there are worthy to go to the next level. And if we don't hear about them, then it ain't going to happen.
And right now, through all three platforms, for all it keeps jumping 372, 415. For all y'all watching, if y'all don't follow us on social media, give us a follow, like and share our page. To whoever don't follow us, like I said, we're gonna do it the right way. We never, like I told Stan and Wayne when they first talked to me about joining, I'm never gonna take credit for being a journalist. I don't feel like I fall in that journalist category. When we go places, I want to make a difference, not just the kids, but the coaches in the community as well. I want the whole town to know, hey, Powerhouse Sports is here. We could tell, they did things that, they got involved. That's what I want to be known for. I don't want to sit there and say, oh, you're just another face. You just show take pictures and leave. That's not what we're about. So if we can't do anything to help, you don't feel free to reach out to our social media pages. If I can't answer, I got two other guys who, well, Wayne knows how to work it. Stan's learning. But we'll message you back somehow, some way. But if y'all ain't got anything else.
That's one.
Hey, I do want to say this real quick. Yeah, like you said, we're not professionals. I'm nowhere near professional at this stuff. Learning how to do it as well. All I can do is just talk from the heart and love the kids. But yeah, don't hesitate to reach out. And we got a lot of good stuff coming down the line. Y'all just stay tuned. This is going to be a great year. It really is.
Oh yeah.
But fellas, I appreciate y'all. Everybody that's watching, I appreciate y'all as well. Like I said, y'all I can share. Y'all make sure y'all tell a friend. We'll be back on here next Monday night for sure. Could be soon this week. You never know what might happen. But next Monday night we'll be back. We'll have some other special guests as well. And we'll start digging into some of these things. Let's say during our social media, we'll be posting our top 10 regular season games. We'll be doing some more Powerhouse Sports Illustrated player spotlight. So you might see your kid on there. You might see your player, whatever. But I will spotlight some more programs, getting excited over football season because I did not mean to do that. But we'll be getting ready for football season and all that good stuff. But until then, I'm Andrew Etheridge. That is Wayne Johnson. That is Stan Houston. See y'all next Monday here live on Powerhouse Sports.